Come to the stage right now. Put your hands together for Kevin.
Welcome to the Unfunny Kevin Show. I am your host, Kevin Melody. It's Monday, December 2nd. I hope that you're having a productive and fun post-Thanksgiving Monday. Just a sigh. Just breathe that shit out, bro. Let it out. What did you go through? Who was talking about Trumpito and Biden? Send me an email at TheUnfunnyKevinShow@gmail.com. And while you're at it, leave 5 stars in the Apple Podcast store and a comment. Thank you. Good night. No, I'm just kidding. Let me know, what was your sitch? Did you have a good one? I had a nice Thanksgiving myself. I told you folks, I had new people coming, boyfriends and all. My wife and I were hosting, and it was great. It was a lot of work, it always is, but we tried to make it manageable and not too fucking nutty on ourselves. And it's still, it doesn't really matter how many fucking hacks and preparation tricks you do. Like, I'm going to shred cheese before, and we're going to cook this half of it the night before and half of it tomorrow. It doesn't really work that way. Now, I had guests bringing big ticket items like turkeys. We did a ham, which came out fucking tremendous. Shout out to my wife. But I don't know. It's a lot, bro. It's just a lot. Hosting, we had 21 people. Last time we did like 30 or something. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's taxing. But it was fun, and it was warm, and there wasn't any weird, Aunt Ginger with the fucking red hat. No, there was none of that. I know yours might have been different, which is why I want to hear about it. But no, it was fine. It was actually pretty great. And the only things that were shitty were really the stuff leading up to Thanksgiving, because it was nuts. Like, my wife, I think on like the 20th of November, like a week, maybe 10 days out, she put in an order at our local Whole Foods, which there's a rant incoming about this. And we had some trouble, we had some trouble. I will share in detail what happened, but Thanksgiving is just so, I don't know. It's pilgrims, it's Indians, it's squashing beef. I don't know what it is. The Indians celebrated Thanksgiving with the Pilgrims or something once, and then they did the Pilgrims did the Trail of Tears or something. I don't know what. I don't know what the origin is. I really want to look it up. All of my knowledge comes from the fucked up LAUSD school system, where Los Angeles Unified spent the better part of my 4th and 5th grade on the Trail of Tears, and like Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea, and it didn't make a lot of sense. Outside of that, I had my father and my grandfather, and funny enough, my Persian grandmother just showing us John Wayne movies like The Searchers or something. And in that movie, all I remember is like Comanches were scalping white people, and they raided some guy's farm or something, and they stole someone's niece. And then it's like, at 30, you sit here and you're like, why were they so cranky? I don't know. Maybe it was Thanksgiving. They had a bad Thanksgiving. They started scalping people. No, something for sure insane. I don't know. Let's see. This is delish.com. Delish.com presents a holiday article, The Dark Truth Behind the Origins of Thanksgiving. All right, strap in. This is a good Monday morning article for you guys. Most Americans are taught the same story. Yeah, like what I was taught about Thanksgiving, that pilgrims sat together with Native Americans, although when I was younger, they were not. Oh, no, they called me American. To share a meal and thank them for helping with a successful first harvest. Bonus points if the story also includes an appearance from Squanto or a lesson in fertilizing crops with fish. Nope, never learned that. Most popular retellings of Thanksgiving have proven to be riddled with mistruths and lies. While you may know that on some level, what's not often discussed is the truth about the holiday's history and the effect it has on Native Americans. All right. So what's wrong? Or no, sorry. It says, so what is the real story behind Thanksgiving? Well, you've probably got a vague idea that Thanksgiving is a holiday is not quite the rosy picture you read about in school, but the real origins of the holiday aren't clear-cut either. Okay, well, we'll give you the best glimpse at it that we know. No, there's a lot of information to digest about this issue. According to New York Times, the Mayflower did in fact bring settlers from England to land, which they colonized and renamed Israel. I'm sorry, Plymouth, Massachusetts. There you go. In 1621, those pilgrims did a holy 3-day feast, which was attended by members of the Wampanoag tribe. However, typically when these settlers had what they referred to as Thanksgiving observances, they actually fasted. Oh, okay. So the feast and the celebration was known as rejoicing. With this in mind, the meal being viewed as the first Thanksgiving is up for debate. Blah, 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 blah. The Smithsonian points out discussions of this event are often centered around settlers, but Native Americans had been on the land for centuries before, and the story from their perspective far predates this feast. When Europeans began coming to what is now known in the United States about 4 years before the Mayflower arrived, they carried foreign illness, which of course killed. Oh, here's the Trail of Tears. Bonus points for me, which killed Native people at exceedingly high rates. Then that made it easier for colonizers to take over the lands. Also, the fact that the settlers came to land to kidnap and sell Native Americans into slavery. Oh, fun. The newly settled Europeans also did not invite Native Americans. Of course, it's an evil white holiday. They did not invite Native Americans to their feast. Owusu-Makin, leader of the Wampanoag tribe, had declared an alliance with settlers, and members of his tribe were showing up to honor a mutual defense pact. They'd heard a ceasefire. They'd heard the pilgrims shooting their guns in celebration and thought that they were in combat. After some talk, they decided to spend 3 days together and join the feast. But this type of coming together did not become a warm, fuzzy tradition that you've been taught in school. From then on, pilgrims celebrated Thanksgivings in their traditional way of fasting and praying, according to New Yorker. Several times this happened because of massacres of Native people, including 1637, when Massachusetts colony governor John Winthrop declared a day of Thanksgiving, a day of giving thanks after volunteers, nice pilgrim volunteers, murdered 700 Pequot people. This incident is also often cited as the first official mention of a Thanksgiving ceremony and is another commonly cited origin story for a Thanksgiving we know today. Why is Thanksgiving still controversial? Well, why do you think? The atrocities against Native Americans did not end with the diseases or the massacres mentioned above. So seeing people celebrating the positive myth around Thanksgiving can be frustrating and painful to many, especially the indigenous. Combine that with the fact that some non-natives choose to dress up in things like a headdress in honor of Thanksgiving. Who the fuck's dressed? Yo, do any of y'all have a family member who puts that shit on? However, all the groups, Native Americans are monolith, different perspectives on Thanksgiving. For example, some tribes view the holiday as a day of mourning. That actually makes more sense. Thanksgiving is a reminder of the genocide of millions of Native people, the theft of Native land, and the relentless assault on Native culture, says the United American Indians of New England. They've marked the occasion as a day of mourning for 48 years, according to Native Hope. Okay, I wasn't that far off. Thank you, delish.com, for the history that my retarded LAUSD teachers couldn't quite capture for me. Listen, I'm not pro-massacre, but we're going to lead into my Whole Food story where I kind of would do another Trail of Tears to the Adrian, the nice Hispanic manager in produce. I have no problem doing it to him and his family. I don't. I'll massacre him like the 700 Pekowitz and everyone in Whole Foods. And we're going to talk about why that happened to me the day before Thanksgiving. So rewinding, my wife had fucking placed an order via Amazon, the Monster, Whole Foods, the Monster, of like little dumb things, casserole and like gravy, just little things to pick up. All the little things added to about $300. So it's quite an order. And when she did it, it's under my shit. So I should be getting texts. I should be getting app notifications, all that shit. On my mother, brother, I got nothing. There was no fucking texts. There was no calls. There was nothing in the app. So I wake up the day before Thanksgiving at like 7 in the morning. My wife has been up since like 5 in the morning. I see a blue light hue of her phone, like just illuminating her face in the dark. And she looks over at me and she doesn't even say, "Good morning, baby. How are you?" She's like, "I need the OTP code from your SMS." And I was like, "What did you use? You just used the government form of SMS?" She's like, "It says I need an OTP code. I got to figure out what's going on with our order." And I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ." So I give her a code and I get up and I immediately put pants on. She's like on the phone with customer service. I already know. I can hear it. "How are you, Miss Melody? Your Thanksgiving? Sorry, I couldn't. Where do I route your phone call?" I'm like, "All right, this Bangladeshi motherfucker, just hang up. Hang up. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand." So we just like, I'm already putting clothes on, bro. I'm getting in the motherfucking car. She gets in the car with me. I just start driving. She's like, "I think there's a shot I can get another person." I'm like, "They're going to keep saying, this is Dinesh in Brooklyn," but they're lying. They're fucking lying. So just stop calling. Like, it was making me even crazier. So we get there and Adrian in produce, we walk in and this gentleman looks at us and I see there's a table with like 3 white guys, like 3 kind of 40 somethings with the mustaches and the, typical Whole Foods worker. And they're like, there's like a table that looks like a beer pong table. And these 3 white guys are huddled around it with tablets and they're sweaty. And there's a line of about 30 people. And there's a sign that says catering line. Now I'm fucking freaking out because I know Adrian has no context. So when we go in and we're like, "Yo, we need to speak to someone in catering," like the catering manager, because our order isn't in our fucking Amazon app. And we placed this order 10 days ago. We're tripping out. So Adrian's like, "Oh, hey, what's up? Welcome to Whole Foods. My name's Adrian. How can I help you guys today?" And I was like, "Oh, we need a manager." And he goes, "Yeah, I am a manager." And I look at my wife and I'm like, he's putting the watermelon out. How can he be the man? Wouldn't the white guys in the huddle sweating in the back with the manager badges be the managers? Wouldn't the black chick with the purple hair that was standing behind the customer service desk on the right-hand side of Adrian, wouldn't she be a fucking manager? Why is he saying he's got literally like trainee on his chest? And he goes, "Yeah, I'm a manager. We have many managers here." I was like, "Yeah, we don't need the watermelon manager. We need the real manager." And he's like, "What seems to be the problem?" And I was like, where do you pick up the fucking Thanksgiving orders? My wife's like, "Yeah, just where," like she's trying to like shepherd and be nice because there's a fucking maniac inside of me. I fought all the time in fucking middle school. I was completely out of my mind. I was completely fucked out of my mind in high school. I had to learn to be calm. I had to learn that this shit would lead me to a heart attack by the time I was 25 or in jail if I kept behaving this way. So, but he's still there. You don't kill him. He's there. And he shows up when Adrian's getting the fucking way of Thanksgiving. So anyway, this motherfucker's like, "I see you're not fucking around. Go to the line. Yeah, you sit out of line. You can just wait in line." I was like, "Adrian, I am gonna kill you." And Adrian's like, "Well, yeah, so those guys up there at the front, those are the managers." All right. I'm not a fucking rocket scientist, but I could have figured out black girl with the purple hair to the right and the 3 white guys in the huddle sweating were managers. You could tell it from a fucking mile away, besides the fact that they have badges that denote such. But anyway, my wife and I go over there. I cross my arms while my wife talks, and I'm like kind of not even hearing what Doug, the manager at the Lakewood don't hurt him. He's staring at his tablet and he has that look on his face, like the look where like you've just written, like you've asked someone who's new to math, like the first time you saw an exponent. Do you know what I'm talking about? The first time you were in math class, you're in third grade, and they're like, okay, class, we've conquered division, we've conquered multiplication, and now this. And they put a little tiny number on top of the big motherfucking number. You know when that happens? Do you remember that moment? And you kind of wound up your face. It got all scrunchy and weird, and you scratched your head like you've never fucking seen that thing. It looks so foreign. You know what I'm talking about? That's how this guy looked like when we said, where's our $300 fucking order? He scrunched his face up like when you first learned about exponents. And I was on the verge of hitting him in the fucking mouth. And then we check our phone and I look and I go, hey, Douglas. And he's like staring at his tablet. Douglas, can you check Dougie? D-O-U-G, Doug, my boy. Check it out. And I show him my Amazon thing. And it says order picked up November 23rd at 8:15. Now, what's racing through my head? Well, why would it be picked up November 23rd? Did someone wait in line and show their ID and their fucking QR code and give your left nut the way you're asking people to do that now? Or did someone come in and just fucking take our food like it's Chipotle and it was sitting out there in the open? Did you have a different system on fucking November 23rd, Dougie? And he's like, oh, no, sir, no need for language. Let me get Jim. Jim comes over, burly gay white guy. And Jim's like, oh, geez. Oh, jeepers. I'm like, jeepers? Are we in the fucking 40s? Did someone in the 40s steal my shit? He's like, oh, jeepers. Oh, boy. So there's no need for language or bad behavior here. Bad behavior. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Big gay guy takes the order and he goes, I'm going to handle this right now. I'll gather all of your things. There seems to have been a system error. System error. What if I waited? Our pickup fucking window that my wife put in was the night before Thanksgiving at 7 p.m. What if I pulled up? What if we weren't psychos and woke up at 5 in the fucking morning and go down there when they had inventory, bro? What would have happened then? Here's what would have happened. I would have grabbed the nearest artisanal water that comes in the glass bottle and slammed it over Dougie's head. As soon as it cracked in half, I would have slit big gay guy's throat, and then I would have chased in slow motion watermelon manager Adrian. No, please, no. And I would have proceeded to just over and over, just pound, pummel, grab watermelon, slam him on his fucking head till he was blacked out unconscious. And I'd spend Thanksgiving in jail. Happily, like smiling, covered in blood, bro. That's how I felt in that moment. But it was revealed that the motherfuckers just, systems overwhelmed, said the shit was picked up. It was never picked up. But they're full of shit, bro. And they gathered all my stuff. The manager, the black chick with the purple hair, giggled because I explained the whole thing to her. And we all just kind of walked out. And you just got to stay calm, bro. That's the message. Let's take a calm break. Folks, you're suffering from post-Thanksgiving depression. I know you are. The family's gone. Aunt Gingy's left. Your uncle with the kind of got a weird look. He always kind of looks at you like at any second he could goose you. How do you unwind from all? How do you untangle all the weird things that just happen to you? It's like PTSD. That's right. Your uncle kind of threatening you physically with physical blocking and weird behavior. How do you overcome that? It's kind of fucking weird, bro. Well, you do it with smoking, and you do it with smoking. It's Oklahoma Smokes, folks. You go to itsoklahomas.com and you put the high quality California grown 100% genuine CBD pre-rolls and cigarettes in your cart. You put them, you add to cart. They deliver in 50 states. They have over 40,000 happy customers, 42-day money back guarantee. This is the highest grade product you can get on the market. This is how you unwind, untangle, and undo all the things that you've had to go through. You dealing with your uncle is like a combat veteran coming home from Iraq, and we need to figure out how do we fix all of your PTSD. You do it with the smokes, folks, and you got to be, I'm going to say it one more time. You got to be 21 or older. And you have to use the fucking code. I'm sick of the DMs and the emails. It's Unfunny Kevin, 15% off. Buy it. Tell them why you bought it. Send them an email. Stop sending me the question. Send it to them. I listen to Unfunny Kevin show, and he did a wonderful ad about my uncle kind of attempting sexual assault on me. I'm a man. He's a man. But I'm like freaking out here. And I'm buying these things, and they worked. And I'm buying a lot of them because of the Unfunny Kevin show. Happy Thanksgiving. Support them. It supports us. All right, guys, listen. There's a lot going on. Putin, Trumpito. There's this Indian guy. I forgot his name. Something Patel. That's not racist. That's really his last name. Doge, Vivek, Ramaswamy, Elon. You're overwhelmed. It's too much to keep up with. But you're a fucking freedom fighter. So you have every app. You got CNN. You've got MSNBC or MSNDC, DNC. You've got Fox News because you like to see both sides. You've got QAnon sonar radar coordinates. You've got InfoWars. You've got The Onion. You've got Babylon Bee. You've got all the apps so you can get all the news all the fucking time. So this is you at work. You're just clicking along, or mopping. Most of you mop. And you're just doing your normal work things. And then your phone goes, Zzz, Vladimir's gearing up for WW3. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Should I click on it? All right, let me just click on it real quick. And you open it. You do the peekaboo thing. You pop in and you go, peekaboo. And you go, oh, shit. Is that? Oh, fuck. So they have long range missiles now. Oh, you can't even detect. Oh, my God. You can attach a nuke to it. Bzz. Oh, shit. New thing. Something Patel tends to dismantle the FBI. Is that smart? Because those people have those missiles that can reach it. We should probably update until. Well, I guess that's the CIA. Zzz. Hunter Biden's been pardoned. Hunter Biden. What happened to him? Wasn't there like a laptop? Oh my God, he's smoking. He smokes crack and has guns. Zzz. Oh shit, Jesus Christ. QAnon. The lizards are not evidently running the government anymore. But there's still some lizards. Trump's going to kill lizards. Bzz. Oh, fuck. Shit. What's the other one say? Bro, you do this, and this isn't a span of 3 minutes. What I just did this is 3 minutes of your life. But what happens is it takes and occupies 100 times that. Later you go home and you're like, is there really ballistic missiles and FBIs and the UAPs and the UFOs and the circus? There's not a big enough tent for the circus in your fucking head. So how do I help you? Well, I can't. I'm one man who just makes jokes and talks about the Trail of Tears. But what you can do is you can go to lightphone.com using the link in the bio, not your own link, our link. And you can buy Lightphone 3 for $5.99. The pre-orders have gone up. I warned you about this and you didn't listen to me. So pre-order the Lightphone 3 right now. Use the link in the thing. Buy Lightphone 2 if you'd like. Accessorize yourself with the only phone that has no web browser, no apps, that are hooked up to fucking spyware and all this dumb horse shit, and no fucking email client, none of that shit. To preoccupy you, take your time back. Stop giving these dumb fucks your money. Buy the light phone, make the switch. If you have any questions, email TheUnfunnyKevinShow@gmail.com or DM me directly, and I'm happy to help you. Support the light phone, which supports the Unfunny Kevin Show, and take your fucking life back. Thank you. All right. So we survived Thanksgiving. I had cousins over. They were here from NorCal. And they're younger. They're not skibbity toilet young. They're not like 12, but they're younger. But the one's in his 20. He's 21. The other one's like 16. So we went to, we did some, they wanted to go to the mall. They wanted to go Black Friday shopping. And my dumb ass was like, well, you know what? How often are they here? Let's fucking go. Let's load up the car. It took me, my wife, and my sister and our cousins. We went Black Friday shopping, and I was like, oh, this is going to be great. We're going to go to the mall down here. This mall's like a fucking ghost town. It's empty as shit. People do Cyber Monday, and they order from their fucking Apple Vision Pros, and they don't leave their fucking house. That's what I thought, at least. I was so wrong. Holy shit. Kids everywhere. For miles, teens, tweens, fucking Edgar haircuts as far as the eye could see. It was like a fucking sea of Edgar. Asian kids had Edgar haircuts. White kids had Edgar haircuts. Fucking if the couple of fucking weird, I don't even know what they were. They were like Albanian. They had Edgar haircuts. It was everywhere. Bro, what is going on with the Edgar haircut? Anyway, so many fucking people, wall to wall, angry whites, shuffling along, moms, cranky, aloe hats, really fucked up New Balances, not the nice ones that everyone wears, the fucked up ones. Dads with backward hats. We were in the fucking Nordstrom, bro. It's not a flex. It was the first place, just that was the entrance of the mall. We're in the Nordstrom, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, there was fucking people everywhere. And what was really sad is there was this guy, I could laugh with my sister about this, my cousins and my wife. There was this guy, we were like in the men's fragrance on the first floor, and there's like all these speakers in the mall, and they're playing Christmas music nonstop, super loud. And then it would stop, and it would be like, hey, everyone. Hey folks, listen, this is the manager in the shoe department. If you see the red balloon, come find me with the red balloon. If you have any questions, if you need any help, find me with the red balloon. And I looked at my cousin and I was like, did they say red balloon? And then he started laughing and he's like, yeah. I turned to my sister, I'm like, what's the red balloon thing? And like, I couldn't. So then I'm like, okay, how do I find the red balloon guy? You know, and then I shook it off a couple minutes later. Everybody attention, red balloon. If you see me, I'm the manager. I got a red balloon. If you need help, find the red balloon. I was like, bro, I don't ever remember this happening during the holiday season ever. So we keep looking around and we go, it's like in the shoe department. There's this large guy, super sweaty, and he's got a red balloon tied to his upper torso. And he's got a microphone in his hand, and he's like, 10% off, 10% off, 10% off. Come see me if you need questions. I'm the manager, red balloon. And I turn to my cousin. I'm like, I haven't felt the warmth of a woman in 25 years. Please come see me. I have a red balloon. And the only thing keeping a shotgun out of my mouth is this sale. Please come see me for 10% off. Red balloon. I've honestly wanted to take my life, but if you buy 2 pairs of shoes, red balloon. Bro, there are people wall to wall, and this guy's running around yelling red balloon. I've never seen it. I don't know. I haven't gone to a Black Friday thing since like 2006. I think I went and got the Xbox from Target with my cousin. Me and my cousin Armand. It was like the only time I ever went to a Black Friday thing. I didn't know that happens. That's even a fucking, I knew it happens, but I didn't know that's like a thing. So we do that, and it was just like nuts. It was nuts. There's fucking people everywhere. It's packed, bro. You could barely find a parking spot. I was like, damn, this shit's back. It's back. Like, the shopping shit is back. I don't know if it's Trumpito. He's got people out there spending money. I don't know what it was. It was crazy. But then the next day, speaking of Trumpito, me and my wife went to this little golf course that has a really good little restaurant. We had breakfast, like just to debrief and shit and hang out. And we were like, just like posted up on the side of this restaurant. They have like outdoor area. So we took our dog and we're just sitting there. And this family comes next to us. And this girl's screaming, man. She's screaming. Like screaming bloody murder. She's like, ah! And then I hear, take her out. And there's this like kind of guy that sounds like he has no fucking balls. Okay, dear. And he just kind of takes her out of the thing. And then she goes, Karen. And I was like, oh my God, did she name her kid Karen? Wow, it's fucking bold. And I kind of turned around and I see she was yelling at this her mother-in-law, I think. She's like, Karen, I just got off the phone with Janet. I just got off the phone with her. And she goes, well, what did she say? And she's like, She said, the venue doesn't allow for children to come, which is fine. It's fine. And I look over at my wife and I give her the eyes. My wife and I have like silent code. Everybody should develop this with your wife, whether it's a word or something, which means shut the fuck up. Don't talk. We need to listen to this couple here. So I gave her the eyes and she knew. So we didn't say a word. And we just keep listening to this couple. And bro, if you've ever heard, like hearing anxiety out loud is really funny. Because if you have anxiety or you have OCD or whatever, like you can't, like, you know, if you're going through something or you have an episode or you know the way you think. But when you hear crazy shit out loud, it kind of brings you comfort. Like you laugh it off. You're like, oh, fuck, I kind of get like that weird spiral thinking. But this bitch she was yelling at her mother, Karen, about this wedding. And she's like, well, we can get childcare. Of course we can get childcare. I mean, Tim and I can afford it. And there's this kid, and Tim's walking with her in the background and he rejoins. And he's like, yeah, what's the big deal here? And she's like, oh, nothing. I was just telling Karen that the venue that, she's Veronica's having the wedding at. Well, the crazy white lady laugh. They don't allow for children, but I think there could be exceptions made. I think Alice could be, 2 or, maybe 1.5, 1 3/4 by that time. And maybe she could be a flower girl. Maybe they could make an exception. What do you think, Ma? Karen, what do you think? Do you think they could make an exception? Also, I mean, Bradley has a 2-year-old. He could be the ring bearer. Maybe they would make an exception. There could, well, if exceptions aren't made, of course I can secure childcare. But this day and age with the rising costs and I'm like, oh my God. Like I turned my fucking ear off and I was like texting my wife. I'm like, do you fucking hear this bitch? She's out of her fucking mind. And my wife goes, I can't hear anything, but I already turned my ears off. That guy's wearing a MAGA hat. And I was like, what? And I'm like, that's like the 9th most interesting thing at that table. I didn't even notice because it was like black, but it was like it wasn't red. Red, you already know. Red, it's you can tell. But it was like a black one, like a black hat with like white stitching. And I was like, who gives a fuck about the hat? Listen to this lady's going off the fucking rail. It was just so fucking funny. And then my weekend was rounded out by I had like, periodically, I like physical media. I have DVDs of shit that's banned and never going to be streaming and all that shit that are worth a bunch of money. But I have stupid shit that I like to sell too. And I went to sell my fucking DVDs and my games and all that shit. And I hate these fucking places like Buffalo, not Buffalo Wild Wings, Buffalo Exchange and all that shit, bro. Those like fucking used, we have a global commitment to make sure all of your shit gets resold at 75% markup, and we're going to give you 90% less than value, and you're going to contribute to recycled fashion. And you're like, what? What did you just convince me of, you dumb fuck? I'm not giving you my polo for $3. My fucking out of print 90s polos for $3 that you're going to put on display that I'm going to come in and rebuy at fucking $90. It's fucking insane. Like, why do they have to rape you? I did the research before I calculated, not the DVDs. I know they're worthless, but I calculated the video games and shit. And it was like $200 worth of shit if I just put it on Facebook Marketplace. I went to this little shop. I wanted to support these fucking people. And there's a kid in there. He's always giddy. He's like, hi, welcome to gameplay. Hey, how's it going? Hey, oh, hey, boy. Hey, man. Hey. Like, he's always happy, like pretends he's really happy to see you. He's got a fucking heart on when I walk in. Pause. And I go in there. And the fucking kid, like, he's like, hey, man. Hey. And I said, hey, guys, yo, like, I have some stuff for you. Could you check this shit out? Blah, 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 blah. I give him the shit. Now, I knew I price charted everything fairly through eBay based on used conditions, all that shit. It was about $200 worth of stuff. The kid like looks at me dead ass and he goes, all right, I'm going to go ahead and calculate this. You want to take a look around this, our Black Friday sale? I was like, yeah, I know. It's fine. I wait. I go up 20 minutes later. This fucking kid, shit-eating grin as usual. He's like, Yeah, okay, bro. So listen, we can give you store credit. It's going to be about $23. And I was like, that's not even half. Like, I know you're going to resell this shit at 75% markup. You're not even buying this shit for half. Make a fair profit, bro. That was like, first of all, I put my shit in the bag and I was like, no, I'll take this shit somewhere else to give me $100. I make 50%. You keep the other 100 and figure it out. Whatever. I don't care, but I'm not giving you this shit for nothing. And turns out I went to another place, shout out Book Off or whatever. They're giving me like $75. It's like more, it's more fair. Or I can just take the time and put this shit on Facebook Marketplace, but I don't want to deal with fucking weirdos, you know? But the point is this. These Buffalo exchanges, these fucking, we're reusing this shit. Hey, bro, hey, we're going to take care of you, bro. Hey, yeah, no problem, bro. Here, let me just fuck you in the ass. I'm like, dude, what the? $26. $23. It's like $23 in store credit, but we can give you $15 cash. Like I was supposed to be all fucking geeked about this. I'm supposed to be excited that you're going to fuck me a little bit less. Isn't that nice, folks? Isn't that nice? Oh my God. I mean, come on. Listen, I fucking love you guys. Thank you for listening every Monday. I hope you had a fucking amazing Thanksgiving. And I can't wait to chop it up next week. Please give the show 5 stars in the Apple Podcast Store and on Spotify. You can leave comments in the Spotify, interact with us. You can text us. We have a text thing. We have a playlist in Spotify. Support it all every way you can. Follow me at UnfunnyKev on Instagram. Fucking DM us funny stories. Send us articles. Continue to send funny TikToks and all that shit. I'll talk about it on the show next week. TheUnfunnyKevinShow at gmail.com. I appreciate you guys listening. And I hope you have a good rest of your fucking week here.